All right, those were some crazy storms last night. I don't think I've ever been in such a lightning intense storm that lasted that long. There were definitely a couple waves. I thought I was going to get flooded out even in this pavilion because I'm kind of on a slope of a hill here, and I had my tent set up right in the middle here, and the water was encroaching, but luckily I was on the only island in here basically, but yeah, never got to my tent. Yeah, so it was a crazy night, and then went to bed, and I saw there was some stuff that was still kind of coming and may or may not hit me, and sure enough, I don't know at what time in the middle of the night, another huge lightning storm. Got pretty windy. They had some tornado watches out and stuff, so a little scary, but made it through the evening. I think I said that the power went out last night, like literally as my bike was finishing charging, the whole power went out. It's still out. I went up to the bathrooms here, and the pumps for the water are running on the electrical system. So I flushed the toilet, and that was it. There was no more water, not out of the sinks or anything. I was planning on taking a shower this morning instead of going in the rain last night. I should have just taken a shower in the rain last night if it weren't for the lightning. So luckily there's a pump right at the shelter, and it still has pressure. So I'm making some coffee this morning, grab something to eat. I got to swap out SD cards in my DJI Action 4. I went to record last night, and it said the SD card is full. I think there were some times I left the recording on for an extra long time. Normally they last me a whole trip, but anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna make some coffee here, get changed into my riding gear, and then hit the road. I'm gonna be in Texas today, shooting for either Roxton or Paris. I might just stay in Paris because there's a lot more amenities and stuff there, even though that'll make for a longer day the next day to my sister's house, but it would just change like an 85-mile day to a 100-mile day, which is not a big deal. That's about been my average on this trip. So today should be about the same. If I go to Roxton, it's 107 miles. If not, it's probably like 95, somewhere there, 90, 95. So yeah, hopefully no storms today. No cell service here either. I got every once in a while, I got like 1 bar of LTE. So that added to the complications of things, but I was able to check in at home and tell everyone I was all right. So yeah, make some delicious coffee and have that coffee cake cinnamon thing I got yesterday. So, all right, I'm gonna get to it. This is not the easiest kettle to pour out of. All right, day 10 on the Dallas e-bike tour. Leaving Sardis Lake / it's Potato Hills Central campground. Shelter definitely worked out in my favor last night. Glad I made that decision to go there instead of stay at the campsite I had reserved. That would have been a disaster there. I would have just had to lay in my tent, and it would have been pretty scary. So I'm glad I went and took the shelter. No one bothered me. I didn't even see anyone. I think there's about 5 people camping in this whole entire campground area. So on my way to Paris, Texas. And they do have an Eiffel Tower there too. All right. Gonna be all roads today, but I will be connecting with the Northeast Texas Trail. So that should be interesting. I don't know if they got rain. If they got rain at all, I'm completely avoiding it because I know it'll be a big mud hole. And by the way, it is just a gorgeous day. Sunny, but it's a little cool. Just perfect for biking. Absolutely perfect. Oh man, I stopped at the gas station and there's a large general store there, and they had homemade biscuits and gravy. Oh my god, it was so good. I couldn't say no to biscuits and gravy. Oh, that hit the spot. So that was a very nice meal there. Very nice second breakfast. Can't pass that up. Anyway, I'll be heading south towards Texas soon. One of these intersections up here. Yeah, I just got chased by a small dog and then a chihuahua. They were zero threat to me. Anyway, I'm in the town of Antlers, and I just stopped at Subway for lunch, so getting closer and closer to the Texas border. I'm on, I think, on and off 271 here. That's where I'm going to be crossing into Texas. So one thing I've definitely noticed, it started in Arkansas and continued on in Oklahoma, is a lot of people, I don't know if it's because they're not used to seeing bikes so they don't know what to do, but, and it's not a bad thing, but sometimes it can be annoying in situations, but they like to stay behind you. Even if you're on the shoulder, like 4 feet off from the road and there's no oncoming traffic, sometimes they'll just sit back there and just pace along with you for like what seems like a mile. So I like to, sometimes if there's an obstruction coming up in my lane or something, a long ways out, I'll notice that, and I watch every single car that always passes me in my mirror, and I'll time it, like I'll slow down, and it can be kind of rather annoying when I'm slowing down and then they're slowing down to pace me, and I don't want to go out into the actual lane if I'm on a shoulder or something to go around an obstruction when they're pacing behind me, because who knows if someone's going to come around them and pass or something. So it's a little annoyance, but I'd rather have that than someone trying to squeeze between, you know, between me and a car coming another way, of which no one has done on this trip, even in Arkansas and Oklahoma, which I really appreciate. Everyone stayed way back, and then they've been giving me a wide berth when they're passing. So that's been fantastic. Like I said, I'd rather have that. It's just kind of annoying sometimes, like, or if there's a clear line of sight and I'm riding like on the white line and there's no oncoming cars. I had, when I came into Fort Smith, I had a car like tail me, like, I don't know, must have been 2 miles. And I wasn't going super fast either. I was doing like 15 or 16 miles an hour. And I was all the way on the right, full clear line of sight, no hills. Just kind of weird. But anyway, everyone's been really good. It's just something I've observed in the last 2 states. So I got a shoulder of varying sizes going in and out on 271 here, headed to the Texas border. Alright, so my route had taken me off the highway and down some country paved roads that I had scouted out earlier. That looked good. Big mistake. Like every other house, there was a freaking pit bull or something that was not fenced in or chained up, and it was super steep, like rolling hills. So I had to just blast through there, and the road was all like bombed out with potholes. So I had to slow down, speed up, just eyeing every single house. I could almost count them. Like every other house was a dog that was giving chase. And one continued for like a good quarter mile. So yeah, we're gonna stick to the highways. It's not fun. That used to be an issue back in the day, even in Illinois. Like when you're on rural roads, you expect that, but not anymore. I've kind of gotten used to not having to deal with that. And now here, both Arkansas, Oklahoma, and parts of Missouri had to deal with that. So yeah, it's not fun. So we're gonna stick to the main highway. I'm gonna just kind of making my route as I go right now through this town, and then problem is one of the highways I can't ride on, but yeah, I'm just making up the route as I go right now to avoid the country roads for now. Alright, I'm on the highway. This is way better than getting chased by farm dogs and tearing up my bike with all the potholes. Alright, I'm taking this all the way to Paris. So, not in Texas yet, but I'm getting close. So nice. A little stressful there. I used up a lot of my battery too, because I was having to use the full 1,000 or 1,200 watts getting away from those dogs. So I stopped in a little park in the town and charged. I even heard a dog barking at me while I'm on the highway. Sucker. Oh, come on. 1 lane road ahead. I better not lose my shoulder. Yikes. Great, it said something about the bridge. Oh, Well, maybe I'll get lucky and be able to cross. Who knows? Maybe I'll have the whole side to myself like last time. We'll see. We shall see. All right, I got a lane to myself across the bridge. Woohoo! I was sort of questioning this bridge. I wonder if maybe this isn't the bridge that I was questioning on the street view. But yeah, I've got a whole lane and shoulder to myself. So this is awesome. Yeah, that wasn't the bridge I was concerned with. It's the one over the I think it's the Arkansas River. I could be wrong. That was the bridge I was kind of questioning. It looked like it had a shoulder in the street view, but sometimes it's hard to tell. But that's coming up. That wasn't the one I went across. But we still got a lane closed off here. Hopefully the bridge is not closed off. Yeah, this is the bridge. Sketch. And now a nice shoulder. Woohoo! I think I'm in Texas. Alright, I think I'm gonna get a hotel instead of trying to camp. I called the Paris, whatever, Parks and Rec or whatever it is, that's on the Northeast Texas Trail site. And the lady wasn't real clear about the camping. She said I could camp at the trailhead, but I needed to call the police. And it's kind of out of my way, south of town and in the opposite direction that I'm going. And no guarantee on charging either. And then originally I was thinking about going to Roxton, but it's a really, really tiny town, and I don't know if there's going to be any electric there to charge. I think I'm just going to get a hotel. I saw them for, pretty cheap. This crazy divided 4-lane highway, I just had a dog run up on the other side of the highway, run up barking, and almost ran across the 4 lanes of highway. He would have got smushed. That would have been no good. I don't know if I mentioned, but I have 2 dogs at home, so I love dogs. Just, it's been nuts. I wonder if the Ebike emits a high-pitched sound, because sometimes before I even get close, they know I'm there. Maybe it's like a dog whistle. And even worse. It's funny. I don't know why they don't think if I'm going by sometimes and not I'll see the dog or something and I'll just use the throttle to pretend like I'm a motorcycle. But they know better. They just know better. I don't know why. I don't think they chase motorcycles, but I don't know. Maybe I look more like a human than someone on a motorcycle looks part of the motorcycle. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought that was odd. So even on this 4-lane divided highway, there's dogs on the other side trying to get to me, trying to chase me. Oh boy. Yeah. Anyway, 10 miles to Paris. All right, made it to my hotel. Man, I'm just glad to be in here. It was getting hot too, the sun out there. But glad I made it. I'm in Paris, Texas. Tomorrow, I'll be going to Dallas. Actually, it's Saxe. It's a city outside Dallas. And I'll be going there for, like I said, for my niece's graduation. I'll be staying there for a few days. And then I'll be riding to downtown Dallas to get the Amtrak back. So one more day, but I'm gonna take advantage of this nice brand new hotel and take a shower and just relax. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.